I want you to, you can have your feet kind of angled out 45 degrees. And I want you, you can come up on your toes if you need to. We're going to try to squat all the way down. If you can keep your heels down, that's even better. If you can't squat all the way down at all, just get your legs wide and just sink your torso down in the middle here. And just kind of gently pulse up and down. If you can come all the way down, come down. You can have your hands on the ground if you need to. Just try to feel open up through the quad, which is kind of like the connection between the leg and the torso. Feel that whole area open through the hips and groin. You can push the knees apart if you came down here. And then push into the feet, slowly stand up. Exhale, drop back down. Feel yourself sink into the floor, sink into the feet, push into the feet, start stacking up ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips as you come up. And then release back down, exhale, think about hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet. Push into the ground. Come up. Again, if you're not going all the way down, just think sink down, same thing, come up. One more time. Exhale down. Push into the ground, come up. Okay, so these next these are going to be like hip strengthening exercises, but also kind of stretches. But to create mobility in your hips, you have to have strong hips. Your body has to know that it can hold your body weight in this position, so you have to strengthen the stabilization muscles and tendons and everything in this area, in this new area, this new mobility that you're trying to get to. So you can hold on to something if you need to. First one we're going to do, so all of these are going to kind of require some one-legged balance. We're just going to lift one leg straight out to the side. Doesn't matter, you can hold on to something if you want to. Bend down into your standing leg and just lift the other leg out to the side. Don't lean over, just stay straight, and you should find your in range of motion where you can lift this straight leg out to the side. Doesn't matter, even if it's like all the way down here, that's fine. Just find that. And we're going to hold, pushing out through the heel. So you can see my leg is straight. I'm pushing out through my heel right here. And then we're going to pulse a little bit higher 10 times. So just pulse up 1. On the 10th time, we're going to hold it. So 10, hold a little bit higher, and then relax down. Shake that out. So these are kind of intense, but we're just trying to build new strength into increased mobility. All right, other side. Hold on to something if you want. Sink into your standing leg. Don't bend over too much. Try to more or less keep your torso upright, and only the leg is going out to the side. So we lift the leg up just to wherever we can get it to. And if you're not holding on to something, you can kind of squeeze into the middle. And we're going to pulse the leg up 10 times. On the 10th time, hold it up. And release. And shake out your hips. Circle them around. These should be pretty intense. Okay, now we're going to get, so that was lifting the legs out. Now we're going to increase our mobility, pushing the legs toward each other. And we're going to do that with straight legs out to the side. Just bring them a little bit wider. Be careful here. Do not jam into your knees. So what I'm going to tell you is to push the feet down into the ground as if you were trying to slide them together. But you do not want this hurting the knees, like pushing into the knees here. So keep the legs locked out. And we're going to try to pulse the legs toward each other. And we're going to hold it for 3 breaths, relax, then hold it for 3 more breaths, and then 3 more breaths. So for 3 breaths, you're going to try to slide your feet toward each other. And of course, they won't really move, but you'll feel the tension come up into the quad area, and you'll feel as if you're trying to squeeze this area together as hard as you can. So here we go. Think squeeze the legs down and in. Do not hurt the knees. If the knees are hurting, just don't do this one. So you can lock the legs out. You can bend the knees. It really doesn't matter. You're just trying to get tension through the kind of like the groin here. So 3 breaths. Inhale and squeeze. Keep that squeezing there. Inhale. Squeeze harder. Keep that there. Inhale. Hard as you can. Squeeze. And then relax. Sink down into the feet. You can leave the legs out here. We're going to do the other sets right now, but you can kind of just try to wiggle out the hips. Here we go. Set 2. Inhale. Squeeze together. Keep that tension there. Inhale. Squeeze even harder. Inhale. Squeeze. And release. Relax. You should feel like this nice spreading feeling in this area once you've released. And you can walk your legs a little farther out if you want to. Final set. Here we go. Inhale. Squeeze together. Keep the tension. Last one. Inhale. And relax. Feel it open, spread. Walk the legs in. Shake them out. You can do that exercise from the beginning of class. Loosen this area up. We're trying to find, by squeezing, it's like helping us find where this area is, and then it's like we turn up the juice, the energy to that area to really try to make it strong, and then we can relax it. Often, because we're wired for tension, doing these tension exercises and then release helps you find some place that was holding just a little bit of tension that you couldn't feel. You increase the tension to it as as high as it could get, and then when you release it, it completely relaxes. So sometimes if you got somewhere that you feel like it's tight and you can't get it to release, sometimes by squeezing it harder and then relaxing, you can kind of make that area finally open up. All right, so now we're going to do another very similar exercise, but this time with turning the leg open. So I told you we're trying to get to this 90 degrees, so you can see one foot's aiming here. I want to be able to step with my feet facing 90 degrees apart. Still with knees tracking over the toes, still in my Tai Chi posture where my torso is upright over the hips rather than like lower back bent, something like this. We want to be able to stand upright and open the legs as far as we can. So again, we're going to do, this is kind of a balance, or you can just hold on to something. You lift your leg and just open it to the side. Keep this standing leg tracking over, the knee is tracking over the toes. When you open it to the side, don't let this knee cave in. So if you're holding on to something, you just open the leg as far as you can get it without adjusting the standing leg. You're going to put your hand behind your knee. So if I was standing straight here, I'd pick up my leg, I open it to the side, and I put my hand right behind the knee. So what we're going to do is begin pushing the hand forward into the knee and pushing the knee backward into the hand so that we don't move at all, but we're just increasing the intensity of the strength that's in this open position as if my leg is trying to crank itself, let's say from the side, trying to crank itself open. The knee is trying to push back, but the hand is fighting it, so they're just pushing into each other. We're going to do that for 3 breaths. Release, open up the leg a little bit more, 3 more breaths. We're going to do that for 3 sets again. So hold on to something if you want, or just lift the knee out to the side, put the hand behind it. Inhale, push the knee back, push the hand into it. Just start lightly. Keep that tension there, try to add more. Inhale, push harder. Last one, inhale, and push as hard as you can. Now release the tension, let go, see if your leg can open a little more, and let's do 3 more breaths. Make sure this knee is tracking over the toes still. Inhale, push. Keep that tension there, add more. Inhale, last one, push. And then open. Okay, you can kind of shake that out a little bit. We'll just do 2 sets. That's actually pretty good. Circle that around. And then other leg. So we lift up, open to the outside. Do not let this knee cave in. Track it straight forward over the toes. You push the knee out. Don't let it twist your other hip. Put the hand behind the knee. Hand pushes forward. Knee pushes back into the hand. They fight each other and they just stay still. So here we go. Inhale and push. Inhale, harder. Inhale, hard as you can, push. And release, leave the leg up, see if it can open a little bit further. Second set, here we go. Inhale, push. Try to recruit all the muscles you can find in this area. Push that knee out into the hand. Last one. And release. Ooh. All right, circle those out. All right, now let's get the opposite. So before we did up and in, and now we're rotating out, so we need to get rotating in. You need to strengthen. Sometimes to get more mobility in one direction, you need to strengthen the ability to go into the other direction so that your leg becomes more stabilized, and then you can go further into both directions. Because often if you have bad mobility this way, it kind of means maybe you have too much, not really controlled mobility this way, and things are too stretched out over here, making the other side tight. So we're just going to lift the knee in front, put the hand in front of it, and now this time the knee's pushing across into our center line, and our hand is pushing as if it's trying to push out to the side. We'll do these for 2 sets of 3 breaths. So if we put the hand here, again, you can hold on to something. We're going to squeeze both into the middle. Here we go. Inhale, start lightly. Inhale, keep the tension there. Add more. Inhale. Push, 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 push. And release. You can set the leg down for a second. All right, second set. Lift one leg and the opposite hand, push them together, and they're going to push into each other in the center line here. Inhale, and exhale, push. Inhale, add more. Inhale, hard as you can, and release. Shake that out. Okay, other side. We're going to inhale, squeeze into the middle here. Here we go. Inhale and push. Start lightly. Inhale, add more. Inhale. Third one. Push, 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 push. And relax. Second set. Inhale and push. Push as hard as you can. Inhale. Add more. Inhale and go. And release. So we were working our internal rotation there after working our external rotation, trying to get both sides strong so that we can have more of a controlled step. Outside of Tai Chi, this is just even good because, as I always say, when you step, if you're in control and something weird happens, you can adjust. Like if you stub your toe, you adjust. If you're stepping and you're just kind of falling, then you stub your toe, you end up falling because it wasn't in control. This gives you more range of motion where you're moving and staying in control. Your body's like connected and you keep your balance better. You're more coordinated. So we're going to practice this 90-degree stepping. Turn one foot 45 degrees out. Bring the heel to heel, both feet 45 degrees out, so that you're making a 90-degree angle with the feet. Don't let the butt stick out behind you. Try to push the knees over the toes and try to stand up straight to where you make a flat lower back. You might need to bend the knees more, but don't let the knees come offline from the toes. The knees are also aiming out in a 90-degree plane. Sink into this posture for a minute. Just let everything relax down. Our typical Tai Chi standing practice. You relax your belly. Check your knees. Are your knees offline from the toes? If they are, open them up. Or if they can't get in line with the toes, you don't make a 90-degree angle with the feet. Scoot the angle in a little smaller. All right. Knees are pushing out. Relax down. Breathe. Sink into the feet. Drain tension and energy from the body. Feel it sink. Feel yourself sink into the ground and pull the crown of the head up. Chin tucks into the throat. Front ribs are in. Lengthening through the sternum here, but not jamming it forward. Just relaxing the front of the body down. Shoulders hang onto the body. Arms gently stretch down a little bit. Relax your breathing. Feel yourself sink down the legs into the feet. Feel as if your weight is pooling in the feet. Okay, come, bring all your weight onto one leg, begin to pick the other foot up. In that exact same plane, step it out on the heel, so it's still 90 degrees out, and then begin to sink down and forward to this foot. Don't let your back knee cave in. So keep this 90-degree angle as we extend out into this foot, and then pause and see if both knees are still tracking over the toes. So you can see we're really flared open through the quad here. Turn, come toward the front foot. So now we're pivoting up off the back foot as we push into the front foot. Bring heel to heel, make a 90-degree angle. Step out in that direction and sink down and forward, but watch your back knee. Does it stay tracking over the toes? Can you keep this 90-degree angle? Come over the front foot, begin to push up. Back foot kind of pivots in as the weight comes off of it. Make a 90-degree angle, step the heel out, sink down and forward. Try to maintain your torso upright. Check your knees. Pull the back foot in, make a 90-degree angle, step the heel out in that same plane, sink down the back leg, and then slide forward into the front foot. Check your knees. Should be hip, knee, toes, or hip, knee, foot all in a single plane in both directions. Come to the front foot, step out, sink down and forward. Let your body weight melt toward the new front foot. Pull the foot in, make a 90-degree angle, step out in that plane, sink. We don't lean the torso or lean back. We just step out and slide the hips forward. The torso stays directly over the hips the whole time. You could reverse this motion. So let's come back and then sink down and forward again. Push into the new front foot, pull the feet together, step out. Keep trying that a couple more times. All right, come back, shake yourself out. So there's several places in the Tai Chi form where you have to do this 90-degree stepping. And then in fact, there's even places where you sometimes have to do almost like 135-degree stepping. So you need to be able to maintain your structure, meaning butt not sticking out, not rounded, knees not caved in, as you make these steps. And it's not just so that you can do Tai Chi. Like I said, the more mobility you have through the hips, the more control you can contain in different areas of hip flexion, opening, or inward, the more balanced and coordinated you'll be. All right, shake that out. That was a lot of hip work. So just try to relax this area in the body. You should be able to feel it pretty well. And other side. All right, that's it for today. If you have any questions.